Oh, hey guys, if you're here, then you clicked on the video to do a 2 PC setup for streaming. We're going to go into a beginner's guide on how to do that, and I'll show a diagram right after the intro. But the basic premise is you have 2 PCs, one mic, one webcam, and one mouse and keyboard, but you want to use all of that between the 2 PCs. So I'm going to go ahead and throw up the intro, and right after the intro, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go into depth about how to set up the software so you can use one keyboard and mouse, and the wiring diagram for everything and how it should look in terms of a layout. After that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'll go ahead and try to answer them as best as I can. If this series does well, then I'll go ahead and do a more advanced tutorial on upgrading your webcams, maybe microphone, maybe doing an XLR setup, and how to do the audio. But other than that, we'll be right back. Alright, so we have the basic layout here. We have one gaming PC, a streaming PC, capture card, monitor out, microphone, mouse and keyboard in, and then the interface in between and a webcam. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next screen, and we'll talk about the layout. Alright, and we're back. So assuming you guys followed the little layout correctly, we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to take a second to explain the format of the video. As you can see, top left is the stream PC, top right is the layout again, and bottom right is the gaming PC, and then left is me. So we'll go ahead and get started on the OBS setup. So, or Streamlabs OBS in this case, depending on what you guys are using. So for me, I recommend Streamlabs. I used to use OBS, the original one, but then I switched over to this one because it's much easier. When you open OBS, you won't have any of these scenes. You'll just have a blank scene with nothing in it. So you can name it whatever you want. In this case, we're calling it tutorial. It will have 0 sources. Right now, the one that's being captured is this display, because if I didn't have anything else, it wouldn't be there. Discord Yeti is my mic, because I only have one mic right now. So I'm using it from the gaming PC, and I'll explain to you in the audio in the next video on how to set it up so that your gaming audio, mic, whatever else you're using, gets transferred to the stream PC to Discord so you can record. For the webcam, it's pretty straightforward. You go to sources. Once you set up which one you want, you add a video capture device. It's like it gives you ideas right here: Logitech webcam, capture card, Elgato, so on and so forth. You add a source. In this case, add a new source if you're starting with a new one. I already have them, so I'll just put the webcam in and it's there. Once it's there, should be good to go. Turn it on, and then you can move it wherever you want. You want it here, you want it here, you want it here, here, wherever you like. That's essentially it for the webcam. Capture card is the next one. It follows the exact same format. You add the plus sign, video capture device, capture card, Elgato. In my case, I'm using the AverMedia. I also have another Elgato, which I can show you later if you guys want. New source, name it, add it, and so on and so forth, and it'll appear here. And if you turn it on, it's actually capturing my game PC. So if you notice now, both you can see the mouse down here. And you're wondering how I'm crossing the mouse so fast. Is in the next part of this, I will show you how to do a two PC, one mouse setup. It requires a software that you can buy. I don't think they have a trial version, but you can figure out how to get it on your own. So we'll go ahead and do that. And before I go and do the 2 mouse setup, I'm going to go over the bit rates and my file format for recording video and streaming settings on OBS. So we're back to the screen. We're going to go to settings on Streamlabs. I do multi-streaming, so I use Restream.io. For you guys, it's much more straightforward. You would just, if you're doing Twitch, go to the login button to log into your Twitch, log into your YouTube, any one of these, and it will just pull up your settings, and it will also cloud update to your primary one. In my case, my primary one is still Twitch. So if you're making scenes or anything like that and you switch your computer, whichever one you log into will be the one that usually gets the cloud updates. That's pretty straightforward for you guys. If you're doing a multi-stream, if you want an advanced tutorial, I can show you how to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the logging in and then setting up. If you're logging in, you don't have to do a stream key. Normally, in the old days, if you didn't do that, you would have to go to settings, go to stream, select the service. In my case, it's Restream. Put in a stream key, and it will figure it out from there once you do it. But for you guys, it's pretty easy. You just log into Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and it will automatically do it for you as long as you have the right login. But going to go ahead and skip over to output, though. What you need to have your bitrate set to. So depending on your computer power, but I'm going to assume you have a powerful enough computer to run 1080p 60. Recommended settings for full HD at that is anywhere from 4500 to 6000 recommended. I go higher than that because my internet can handle it. If you guys have gigabit or good upload speeds, check your uploads. If you have Comcast in certain places or Xfinity, they limit you to 30. So I wouldn't recommend you max out your entire internet usage, because with 30 megabits upload, and then if you do like a 6 kilobit stream, which is 6000 kilobit, which is 6 megabytes, you're eating up basically a sixth of your internet. But if you can, the recommended would be somewhere on the sticky notes right here. Take a picture, take a screenshot. You can look this up. It's always online. My recommended that I do is between 7,000 to 8,500, and that is because I also stream to Mixer that supports 10 megabits, not bytes, bits per second. Twitch is a maximum of 6 to 7, so that's the max Twitch can take. But if I go any higher than 8 or 9, Twitch doesn't work anymore. So I keep it somewhere between that, because I do multi-streaming. You want to set your CPU preset to very fast. If you don't have a powerful PC, you can set it to medium if you do. And that's really it for the streaming. If you find that you can't do 1080p 60, then rescale your output to 1280 by 720. If you're wondering where the FPS is, how to dictate that, you actually go back a page down to video. This is the base canvas. This is your starting resolution. So my starting resolution is 1920 by 1080 at 60 FPS. If you find that you can't do it, that's fine. You can still keep it at 1080 and then rescale it down. But again, you're doing a dual PC setup, so I'm going to assume you have a powerful enough PC to handle it. Now the next part is again back to output. If you're trying to record the raw video while you're streaming on a different stream like I do, in case you want to do highlight reels in a higher quality, these are my settings. You would do whatever path you want. In my case, it's set to a server on the network that I have, and I have it to hardware encode. Now I forgot to mention there's 3 types of hardware encodes. There's software, which is using your CPU. There's NVEC, which is NVIDIA, and then there's AMD. I have an AMD graphics card, so I'm using AMD to do that. I have a 7750, if I recall, just to get me going. I'll try to save up for a better one. It can handle 1080p 60 at 50,000 megabit rate and peak about 51. The reason you want the high bit rates is if you edit, you slow it down, you do certain things, you apply some edits here or there, effects, it will be able to handle it. And when YouTube or wherever you decide to upload it downscales it, you'll still have some quality left. Forgot to mention on the stream, depending on what's more powerful or what you prefer, you can do the encoder as well. Remember, there's CPU based, which is software, NVEC, which is NVIDIA, and AMD. Depending on what you have, you choose the encoder. I actually split the work because the CPU can't handle. I have a Ryzen 7 1700 for some reason. It should be able to handle it, but I don't let it because I don't want it to bog down for any reason. So I assign the CPU just to handle the pure stream, and then recording I assign to the AMD graphics card. That way I don't have to pull lower quality VODs, even though they're available to me if I need to do like a highlight reel. That's my settings, and you can play with them as much as you like, but that's what they do. The bitrate, it allows you to edit stuff. Variable control you can leave as is. You want a balanced quality preset. Anything higher might bog down certain machines. If you can go max indistinguishable balls to the walls, by all means go for it. Recording preset, there's another one that's like a higher quality. With the 7750 that I have, these are the settings that I found that works perfectly. It never exceeds like 80% of usage, and that's all I need. For you guys, you might be running like a 1660 Ti or like something way more powerful than a 77050. And like I said, I'll do a more advanced tutorial as I upgrade, as I add more stuff. But this is just a getting you guys going with a dual PC setup. And then that's pretty much it for OBS. I'm going to show you how to do the 2 PC 1 mouse now. So you need to get a program called Synergy 1, and you should have it on both the computers. And I believe right now they're running for 30. If you find it someplace else for less, by all means you can find it. You want to go ahead and put them on both computers. The gaming PC, or wherever you're using the primary mouse and keyboard, is your main server. So you want to check server. The streaming PC, or wherever you want to use a secondary computer, is your client. Now, before you go into connecting them, make sure you go to edit, go to settings on both. If it wants to load, there we go. Edit, settings on both. You want to enable auto config. This will save you a lot of time. You don't have to, unless you're like an IT guru, that's pretty much it. You might have to install Bonjour, depending if you have it or not, which is fine. Don't worry about it. It's a safe program. Install it, enable auto config, hit OK. And you're going to input the local IP addresses into the client side. So on the stream PC, client side, you want to enter 192.168. Whatever your local is, it's going to be the bold one on your main PC that has the mouse and keyboard. You hit up here, you put it in, you hit enter, you hit apply. It might not connect right away. That's fine. Close everything out on the other computer. Try it again. And then you're going to need 2 mouses and keyboards before this, or keep swapping back and forth until it gets working. But once you have it, easy. Everything works like a dream. It will start up and it will just run. You can now, as you can see, I'm just moving my mouse back and forth between the 2 computers. I will say one thing though, this is not a good setup for RTSs and certain RTSs, because sometimes you need to put the mouse all the way up to the top of the screen to move to the top, and if you do that, it might overshoot and go to the next screen and cause you to leave the RTS game. FPSs, MMOs, anything else works just fine, but that's my only gripe that I found with this setup. It's not really too much of an issue if you can control the mouse a little bit, but there's something to understand if you're doing the mouse and sharing keyboard setup. But that's pretty much it for that. Once you install it and it's connected, you are set to go for quite some time. And yeah, you just minimize, and every time you turn on the computer, it should just install. That's the basic setup from there. If you look over at the stream PC, once you have everything kind of like pre-made and everything's working, you can go ahead and get to like advanced things. Like if you find like a theme you like from once you log in with Twitch or wherever to stream apps, they have a few. I use Glitcher 2, and I like their little font and their start screen. They do have a text stream like this. Oop, not that. Oops. Where is it? So they do have a cool background. I don't know why it's not working right now. That's because this is on top. Yeah, so they do have a cool background. I kind of like my desktop, so I'm gonna probably keep that for now. In game, they have the be right back stuff. If you want me to look into more in-depth stuff like just chatting, what's up? I'll do that for you guys. Stream ending. But if you happen to find a kind of theme you like, but you're not really sure how to set it up, I can make a tutorial if you guys want to request an advanced one. I'd be more than happy to try it for you guys and show you how to quickly get it going and put it up. But that's pretty much it for the base. Follow the schematics. Remember that to set up the USB capture card, it's USB on stream PC out, then take your gaming PC's HDMI, whatever you're using, put it into the input on the capture card and then the output to the monitor. And again, follow the wiring diagram. It should be relatively straightforward. AverMedia does not require any specific tools, basically, or drivers. You just plug it in and go. It's a little bit more pricey. It's about $175. I think Elgato might require some of the software. Don't quote me on that. I can test it for you, but it should relatively work the same way. But once the capture cards are set up, once you get like everything streaming, like you can see the screens and stuff like this, you can see the screens now. The webcams are showing up, everything is showing up, then you can proceed to the next part, which is audio. And I will show you how to do the audio in the next video with Voicemeeter. So that is the next part, and it's a little complicated. I'll pull up the charts on both, kind of gives you guys a heads up what you're going to be expecting. And in the next video, I'll break it down, how it works, how you do it, how to get it going quickly, how to adjust it, and how to get alerts and everything back to your main PC, and so on and so forth. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back. Thank you. Bye.